on to the third game now. We have Mortal Kombat X. In the bracket, we first have Max and Vince. Max playing as Ermac and Vince as Goro.
Alright, and the fight has begun here. Max is just getting distance, and it looks like he is just using the teleportation already. It appears that Vince has no ability to block. So I have a feeling this is going to be a cheese fest going on here.
Yes, Ermac's character, he's able to teleport directly behind the other character. And if you do not block that, you will get hit every single time.
Vince keeps immediately trying to attack after he gets teleport hit, which gives Max more time to teleport.
And now we see Vince
now
doing his own type of spam technique.
Alright. There's really no strategy involved here at all. You know, no combos really. They're just kind of each doing their own moves. And it is very one-sided toward Ermac right now.
And we see Max getting his first round win. You need 2 round wins to beat your opponent and move on in the bracket.
Yes, so basically we see no different play here at the start. Looks like Vince is actually blocking this time, getting a few more hits in. Max is doing less of the teleporting, but that's probably going to change.
Yeah, we are seeing less of teleporting from Max.
That's very true. This is actually a shocking fight because Vince and Max both own this game. You would think Vince would know how to counter this Ermac cheese, but it appears he really does not. But we're going to have to see how this fight plays out. Oh, Goro getting some hits on Ermac actually right now. Max is going to have to go back to what he was doing before.
Yeah,
Vince is blocking, however. Vince now knowing the strategy of Max, he knows to prevent the teleportation.
Yeah, Vince is finally starting to use the block, but it looks like it's too late because he's already down a lot of health.
Max needs a few more hits in, and that's going to be it. That is going to be it for the fight. Max is just going to go for a fatality here, it appears like. You know, he's going to waste some time and pause the screen and find something that works. Let's see if he can do something cool. No.
Nope.
He just takes a simple punch.
So Max is going to advance on the bracket, and Vince is going to go into the loser's bracket.
Alright, so for the next fight we got going on here, we got Trevor and Nick Veda. Trevor's going to be using Scorpion, Kotal Khan for Veda. And interesting thing to note here is that even though Trevor has an Xbox, he has never played Mortal Kombat before. This would be the first time he's ever playing it. And Veda is not using his go-to character here. However, Veda spent the night with his teammate Steve Nickel the night before and practiced this game for 8 hours to try to prepare and to try to take a victory in this. They're really counting on this victory to place them ahead of the competition.
Yes, that's very true. Seeing as Steve is probably the heavy favorite to win this entire game, him and Veda will most likely take 1 and probably 2 and win this event.
Very true. And right now you can see that Trevor is actually putting up a decent fight. I didn't expect to see this early. However, I don't feel like Veda's really taking him too seriously.
That is true, and I think we're about to see round 1 win from Veda right there.
Alright, they both have X-rays available. That's something to notice. In this game, there are X-rays, which do a lot of damage. You can see the bars in the bottom right and bottom left.
And we just see right there, Trevor misses his. And what an X-ray does is, basically, it allows, we can see right here.
It does a lot of damage.
It does a lot of damage at one time.
If you do not block it, it does about half of your health bar.
Yeah, about half, maybe a third. And with that X-ray, we'll see Veda moving pretty far into the lead, and he already has 1 round win, so he's probably going to win this fight.
Looks like Trevor has no ability to block. I don't think he knows where the block button is or really how to play this game. So we're just going to see Veda take the win here. Maybe he'll do a cool fatality. Nope. Wow.
Alright.
Interesting. Alright, now we're on to the next round. It's going to be Chris versus Steve, the heavy favorite.
Alright, moving into the third fight of Mortal Kombat, we have Chris as Ermac and Steve as Johnny Cage. Steve is the heavy favorite to win this game, but it appears he's not using his best character so he can save his strategy for later rounds.
We're going to have to see how that plays out. He's playing against Chris, who has never played this game before. This is the first time as Trevor that he has played. However, he has help from his teammate Max, who told him to select Ermac. and to use the teleportation move. However, looks like Chris is just trying to figure out how to use it. You see him crouching a lot. He has to down, back, and then B in order to play that move.
That is very true. But we're going to see a really quick first round win from Steve right
Chris
here.
is really going to need to change his strategy up if he wants to win. However,
Ooh,
this was...
he hits an X-ray. Right. Okay.
Wow, all right. So this is going to give Chris a little bit of an advantage here. Maybe if he can hold off some damage, he can take it to Steve for this round. However,
that is true.
He's still going to need a third round win. He's against grim odds.
Well, when you're facing Ermac, anything is possible because Ermac is a pretty cheap character.
That's very true.
But now we see Steve missing an X-ray. That's not very good.
Oh, that is actually very big for Chris. That means if he can get a few unfair hits in here.
And we're seeing some teleporting right now.
He's definitely not teleporting as much as Max was. He's not completely relying on that, but I think that's also just because of the fact that he doesn't exactly know how to do the move consistently. But it looks like this match is going to be close. Oh, there we go.
Wow.
Ermac pulling the win.
So Chris tied up the game.
And Chris is closer to an X-ray than Johnny Cage of Steve. So maybe if Chris can get a third X-ray or a second X-ray in this third round, maybe get some more damage in, and this could be a close fight.
That is very true. Since Steve isn't using his best character, we might see a really big upset right now.
Oh, with an X-ray from Ermac right here. Let's see if he can hit it.
Let's see if Chris can pull it off.
And he does! Wow. Steve is really going to need to start playing defensively, or he's going to need to change something he's doing. Chris is at a massive advantage here in this first round. It's about half health of Steve. Ermac's barely done any damage.
Ooh, but it looks like Steve is about to come back right now.
Steve looks like he's lining up for the Tiger. You can use the environment in some of these maps. There is the ability to use the Tiger in this. And this is actually a very even fight right now.
That's very true, but it looks like Chris is about to pull out some teleporting spam.
Of course.
That is pretty much the only thing you can do with Ermac.
Oh, Chris taking a slight lead here.
Oh, I think Chris is going to win this one.
Johnny Cage low on health. Don't count him out, however.
And it's going to come down to the final hit.
Johnny Cage is close to an X-ray. Oh, wow. A lot of damage there. He's still in. And there it is.
Wow. This is probably the biggest upset so far of this event.
Wow. Steve, heavily favored. It gets taken out by Chris, a new player.
Okay,
wow.
So it seems Chris will advance in the bracket and Steve will go to the loser's bracket.
Up next, we have Nick Violi and Zach Polston. And now we're on to fight number 4. We got Nick Violi as Kano, and we got Zach as Kenshi. These players both have never really played before, which again is interesting because Nick is also on the Xbox. But we're going to have to see how this plays out here. 2 new players. This is a pretty big toss-up. What's interesting to note is that the right side of the bracket here, you can see Chris and Steve and Nick and Zach. They have 3 brand new players. And since Chris beat Steve in the last round, this whole side of the bracket is new players remaining when you have the more experienced players on the left side. But that's just how the random selection came out, and that's how this bracket was set up.
That is very true. And also we're seeing Zach play right now. He is best in the fighting stats overall, so he probably will overtake Nick in this fight.
That is very true. But we really haven't seen many fighting games like this in VGC. A lot of times it's more like party-based games. We have had Injustice in the past, but most of the time it is Super Smash Brothers that does the majority of the fighting stat.
That is very true. Also, this game, so far it seems like if you could find one move that is pretty strong and you could spam it, then that's how you're going to win. So who knows how this game is going to go.
Alright, we see Zach is actually down in the first round.
Yeah, we see Nick getting the first win.
And Nick has an X-ray lined up as well, which is interesting. I don't know if Zach missed his or if he just never got one.
Yeah, Zach did miss his.
There we go. And we see an X-ray right here.
Alright. And this is going to do a lot of damage, putting Zach very far behind when he's already 1 round down.
Broken ribcage, broken neck. Zach's still in the fight. That's Mortal Kombat for you there.
And we see a lot of blocking.
This is more of a defensive fight compared to the previous two.
That is true.
Previous three, even.
It looks like Zach's just trying to stay away and not take any damage, which is pretty smart, but you need to get in there and fight, because if the time runs out, whoever has the most health at the end will win the round.
There are very short rounds in this game. It's meant to be a lot of fast-paced action. To see time run out would be very interesting. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, though, because Kano is starting to get some major hits on Kenshi.
But we did just see a little bit of a comeback right now.
Very true.
But it's not looking very good for Zach right now.
A few more hits and Kenshi will be done, meaning that Nick will move on through the bracket.
And there it is. So Zach is going to go to the loser's bracket, and Nick will move on.
There are still no cool fatalities. They've all just kicked their final opponent.
Alright, and now we have the first match of the loser's bracket. We have Vince as Goro and Trevor as Scorpion.
Alright, as we saw in previous rounds, this should go in Vince's favor. Vince was overtaken by Max through teleportation spam, and Trevor is a first-time player. Vince does have experience in the past. Vince had the harder side of the bracket on the left side, and so did Trevor as well. However, we're just going to have to see how this plays out. But Vince is heavily favored in this fight.
Yeah, I do think Vince will come away with a victory in this particular fight.
As you can see so far, Goro has barely any damage against him, and Trevor is just about done.
Wow. I think that was actually a flawless kill right there.
It was pretty close.
Oh, it was close. Okay.
Pretty close.
But we do see Trevor with an X-ray right now.
And it was
but he gets blocked.
Interesting. We barely saw any blocking from Vince in the first fight.
That is true. I guess he learned you gotta block or else you'll lose. And we see Vince using the environment.
That's an interesting play. We don't see a lot of competitors using the environment to their advantage. We're using random stage selection, so it's not like it's the same place every single time. And
it looks like Vince is about to get the victory.
That is very true. It's already done.
So Vince does win this round, which means Trevor...
Looks like Vince is going to go for some cool fatality.
Ooh, that is true. Let's see if we can see something.
We haven't seen anything good yet.
Ooh, okay.
We did get one. All right. Looks like it's going to be Peekaboo.
Ooh, all right. So that was pretty cool.
Peekaboo it is.
So it looks like Trevor will get the least amount of points in this game, and Vince will get one step above him. And now we move on to the next fight, which will be Steve and Zach.
Alright, now we move on to the second loser's bracket. We got Steve using Scorpion, his best character that he didn't use against Chris. And we have Zach using Jason, switching up his character. Since Steve was the heavy favorite to win this event, and he was beaten by Chris, this should be a really easy fight for him against Zach, who has never played before.
Yes, especially since Steve is using his best character now, and Zach has switched characters, which probably isn't the best idea.
Especially since Jason is very slow.
Yes, and Scorpion is pretty quick.
Jason, however, has a slight advantage in his health. When he dies, he is able to come back to life for a split second with about 1 or 2 hits able to sustain before he actually goes down.
That is true. So let's see if extra health will be worth being a little slower.
You will see the extra health here. Stands back up, and he's got about an eighth of a bar of health, maybe.
But
as you can see, it's about 2 hits before you go down again.
Right. So there's Steve's first round win.
Jason does have an X-ray.
No, I think that's Scorpion.
Oh, that's Scorpion. You are right.
Oh, and he hits him right there.
He does hit him. That is not good. Looks like Zach is going to be taken out in this fight here.
Yeah, Zach's going to have to do a lot of work to come back from this.
Zach is a good fighter when it comes to other games, however.
Yes, Zach does have the best fighting stats, but it just looks like this isn't his game.
Very true. We kind of saw the same thing in Injustice, where a lot of competitors that were supposed to win, that were good fighters, that are consistent, really weren't performing well. Injustice is pretty much the same game as this. It's kind of the same idea. And we're seeing a lot of the same patterns.
And Steve looks like he's going to try to get a fatality right now.
And it looks like he's... Alright, alright. Nothing
Guess
good.
not.
Guess not. He just lets Jason collapse.
Alright, and with that, we're going to go on to the fight for 3rd and 4th place between Nick Veda and Nick Violdi. We see Max as Quan Chi and Veda as Aaron Black. Both competitors have changed their character for this match.
Veda was talking a big game down on the field that he is going to win with this character, Aaron Black. And it looks like this is his strategy. It looks like there's a stunning shot, and then there's a triple fire shot immediately after. So it looks like it's unfair as long as he is at distance. However, Max is not going to give up. He already has an X-ray doing a ton of damage on Aaron Black. So we're going to have to see how this all comes to fruition. Looks like Nick Veda, using this really unfair move, might be able to take Max out.
Yes, we do see a lot of spamming in this game so far.
Nick Veda up 1-0 on Max.
This is pretty unexpected too, because Max is probably the top 3 best fighters in this game.
Oh, now we're seeing some cheese from Max as well with Quan Chi using a down attack.
Wow, this is just like Ermac's teleportation move.
It's the same exact thing. Aaron Black does not stand a chance right now.
And even if you block, you're still going to take some damage. So Nick is
but
going
here
to
we
have
go.
to find
He's
a way to
getting out
fight
of
back.
distance. Max waited that one out there. He still gets hit.
And we see an X-ray again.
Max gonna take out Aaron Black with an X-ray.
All right. So this is going to be equal rounds now, 1-1. Whoever wins the next fight will move on into the finals.
I'm surprised to see an X-ray out that time, however. Max was winning that round. He could have won that round and then used the X-ray at the beginning of the 3rd and secured the win.
That is true, but Max did need to win the round in order to even have a chance to get into the final.
It looks like Max just completely crouched underneath of Aaron Black's attack. It looks like that is able... Oh, but it looks like Aaron Black is able to charge the stun shot. Max is going to need to switch up his strategy. He is taking a lot of damage.
Yes, we are seeing a lot of gun damage right now.
And here we go.
I think Max is going to go back to the teleportation technique.
Can Max pull out a win? He is
And we
almost
see a
dead.
third
Oh, a third
X-ray.
X-ray! Wow, this is going to be a close fight after this.
Yes, it is coming down to the final few
It
hits
is
right now.
completely even.
Oh,
and
is that
Max!
it? And Max with a very clutch last hit.
That means Max will move on to the final. Chris is also fighting for the final against Nick Violdi on the other side. We can possibly see a Team Cinnamon Buns only final.
That is very true. That would be very, very unexpected.
And now for the right side of the bracket, we have Chris and Nick. Chris is going to be using Ermac again, and we got Nick using Kano. Both these players are new players to this game. Using the lighter side of the bracket to their advantage, we're going to see who moves in the final against Max. They're going to have some stiff competition against Max, but as said before, we could see a team in the final here if Chris were to pull it out.
That is true. And if Chris does win, it solidifies the victory in this game for Chris and Max's team.
That is true. And so far in every single final, we have seen a team present in both Brawl and Halo.
That is true. It seems like teams are going to dominate these finals.
And you can definitely see a team's strong suits and how they play and what games they're favored in with how they place in the finals. We have not seen a final yet that has had a representative from every single team.
That is very true. And it looks like we're about to see the first round win from Chris.
Using the Ermac teleportation, that is to be expected. Chris is just using a overpowered move because he really doesn't know how to play this game otherwise.
That is very true.
No, but it looks like Kano has an X-ray here. Can do a little damage. We're not seeing a lot of teleportation as we did from Max.
Yes, not as much. It looks like Nick Violdi is blocking most of the teleports. But Nick Violdi with the X-ray still hasn't used it.
If he gets the hit on Chris, he could make this fight a little bit closer and it could force a third round.
Oh, and we
he
see the
does.
X-ray right there.
He does. Ermac taking some damage.
And it looks like with that X-ray, Nick is going to move into the lead for this round. And he gets a kill.
However, Ermac has an X-ray here after taking all that damage. And he uses it on Kano.
Alright, this is a very good start of the round for Chris.
A lot of players choose to save their X-rays for the beginning of rounds in order just to get a slight advantage ahead of their competition, to get a little bit of damage under their belt. And it looks like Chris just did that there. And we're seeing a lot of teleporting now.
A lot of teleporting.
Chris kind of wants this final with his teammate. They'd have a lot of fun with it.
We are seeing a lot of blocking and not a lot of moving from Nick. That is probably his downfall right now, seeing as Ermac can't teleport.
We're seeing a lot of shin kicks. Looks like that was difficult to block. It almost appeared to freeze the animation. Alright, Chris.
It looks like Chris has a new strategy
here, and there it is with the shin kicks. Could we see more of that in the future? It is going to be a Max and Chris final. However, we got to see Veda go against Nick real quick for 3rd and 4th place.
We will see Nick Veda using Aaron Black once again, and Nick Violdi is switching his character to Reptile.
I have word from the field that he only selected Reptile because, and I quote, he looks cool. He is not expecting to win this round against Aaron Black. I think he saw the cheese in the round before that Max was able to overcome. However, I don't think Violdi is as confident in overcoming that.
That is very true. And we're going to see, ooh, a missed X-ray right there.
That could be important.
But
however, it looks like Veda is not cheesing this round like he was before.
Yes, that's what I was just about to say. If Veda does start to use his gun cheese, then he will probably take this round very easily.
But it looks like he is not doing that out of respect for Violdi. That is interesting to see.
That is very true.
We're seeing a lot of respect from the competitors.
So
right
Aaron
here.
Black with his first win, but Reptile does have an X-ray.
Can Reptile land this X-ray? That would give him an advantage. However, I do think Veda will see that coming. It looks like he's keeping his distance.
Alright, and we see a little bit of a lead from Nick Violdi. But Nick Veda's taking it back. Ooh, we see some guns.
We definitely see some guns. But we have not seen the stun shot, and we have not seen the triple burst at all. Not once in this fight so far.
And Reptile's still with the X-ray.
And he hits it. Let's see what Reptile has in store for his X-rays. Ooh, that does not look good.
Alright, and it looks like Nick Veda's health is about half gone.
Look like he's shooting some coins out of the sky, doing some damage.
Nick Veda back in the lead. And it seems with his 8 hours of practice, Nick Veda is a little more experienced at this game than Nick Violdi. We see another missed X-ray.
If we would see the gun cheese, this might have been a completely different round. However, this is actually pretty close.
This is very close.
Oh, what's Veda doing here? He's jumping very far backwards.
And
he gets him with a plank!
Wow.
Going for something special for the finish there.
What a very nice kill.
That was beautiful, actually.
Ooh, and we see a nice fatality.
You got some gun fatality going on here. That looks like it's going to be it.
Alright, so Nick Veda is going to pick up the 3rd place, and Nick Violdi will get 4th.
And here's the final. This is crazy. We have Chris's Ermac and Max's Ermac. I don't know who is who. I can't tell. This is going to be good. It looks like it is going to be a cheese fest. Chris with the shin kicks. Max does not know what to do at all.
And it looks like Chris is just going to get some points right now. I have not seen anything like this before.
Why isn't he blocking? What is going on?
And it seems like Ermac might be the cheapest character in this entire game.
I don't know who is going to win this fight, but I have my money on Ermac.
Oh, we do see an X-ray right now.
We see an X-ray from Max. Taking out Ermac with Chris.
Alright, that might help Max a little bit, but he still is very close to losing this first round.
Oh, we got a really close first round here. And the shin kicks are coming again.
Kicks again.
Why can't Max block this? Is he going to... And he gets in the first round.
It looks like Chris used one move the entire time.
Wow, all in the shins.
Alright, let's see if Chris is able to do this again. Max
Looks
with
like
the
Max
teleportation.
gets some teleport, and we got shin
We see
kicks
some more shin kicks.
What is going on? Oh my gosh.
Alright, it did look like Max was able to block at the very end.
Oh, he's finally figured out how to block the shin kicks. This could completely change Chris's game.
And we see Max doing a lot of teleporting. Chris
A
missing
missed
an X-ray.
X-ray. That could be big.
Chris still going for the shin kicks.
This is unexpected.
And again, this
Oh,
match
wow.
is for first and second, but they are teammates, so no matter what, they are going to win this event.
But how did they advance to the final? Look at this style of fight we're
Yes.
seeing right here.
If Chris is able to pull out the win, that would be very unexpected because he is facing the first and second most favorited fighters of this game.
Yeah, especially since he has never played before. We'd have a player win that has not played the game. And we have a missed X-ray from Max.
And Chris looks like he's about to get a win really quick.
And we're seeing more shin kicks. But
Ooh,
Max,
no, Max
has
is
Chris
coming
down.
back.
Max is hitting him with the teleports. Chris
Ooh,
blocks.
Okay.
Oh, wow. We're going
Now
to a
it's 1-1.
final round.
All right. Whoever wins this round will win the entire event.
Chris is no longer relying on shin kicks. He's going to... Oh, we got double teleport action going on there.
We see some more shin kicks right now.
We have an X-ray from Chris
Ooh, a missed
that
X-ray.
misses.
More shin kicks.
More shin kicks, of course.
Of course.
Well, there is not anything else that I would expect from this fight. This has exceeded my expectations.
The shin kick move seems like a secret technique.
Oh, we got a double teleport there again. They just kind of teleported across the map, standing back to back. Oh, we got more shin kicks. Max is finally blocking the shin kicks. Chris is actually winning this round so far. But it's pretty close with the teleport cheese. Oh, man.
Oh man, this is probably the most entertaining fight of the entire match.
They should send this into, like, MLG Mortal Kombat. Because this is about as good as it gets.
Yes, it seems Ermac needs like some type of shin kicking nerf.
Yeah, really.
I don't even know what's
Nerf.
happening
Please
right now.
nerf right now. This is ridiculous.
And Chris is gonna win.
Is he gonna do something cool?
Wow, let's see if he can
No,
count.
he just
He
kicks
just
him.
kicks him.
I
That's
expected a
okay.
shin kick.
Chris working his way all the way up, beating Steve, beating Max, getting the win. Wow, that is very impressive on Chris's behalf.
That was absolutely crazy. That was a fun fight to watch. A good event overall.